What's up, everybody? It's me, Michael Magneto 7 Crawford, and I'm here to invite you to get my book, Playbook to Production, Volume 1. This book discusses the fundamentals of how to become a music producer in today's industry. It covers things like how to monetize your music, how to stand out amongst the crowd, even how to pick the proper gear. If you want to be serious about becoming a music producer today, cop that book. Peace.
So bad I had to give her my last name, but she don't know what she do to me.
Hey,
she like to.
That's all I'm gonna do. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be modest today. Welcome to the MAD LUCRATIVE Podcast. I am the host, the one, the only, Magneto 7 in the building, and I have my co-host, the one, the only, Sean J. Yo. I know some of the fans have probably watched the pod for like the past 2 weeks. They're like, yeah. All right,
What's that mean?
I'm going to stick with you for a little bit, guy. But
yeah.
Well, you got to think. So the computer has been doing this random stuff that it's been doing.
Yeah.
I didn't say it. Let me applaud myself for censoring myself. I know Tracy would be like, good job.
Proud of you, Mike.
But the computer has been doing random stuff, and all of the exports has been slow. So each pod for the last 2 weeks has been behind by either a few hours or a day or so.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, fans, but we've had some technical difficulties. Yeah. But also, Sean J is back in the building.
I'm back. Yeah.
Would you like to tell the people what we've been doing?
What
did we do last weekend?
You just been doing interviews, man. Been doing a crap ton of interviews.
Don't put it on me. But like, what else did we do?
I went to a wedding.
Oh.
Yeah.
You went to a wedding?
I went to a wedding, yeah. It's very fun. It's very fun. Weddings are always fun. You get free food.
Okay.
And hopefully there's an open bar. You get to drink a little bit.
Okay.
You get to dance with, people. Especially if it's not like a wedding that you're related to, then it's great because then you could just ham it up. Yeah, but if you're at a wedding where you're related to everybody, you're like, nah.
Not me.
I'm just kidding. You still have fun. You have more fun, but in like a I know everybody here way.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you said. I know.
But you don't get to meet anybody because you know everybody.
So okay, just like, I get you. I get what you mean by that. So there was no beacon leaking.
No.
Oh.
I didn't get married.
What does that mean?
There was some that night, but it wasn't me.
I was waiting. I told you I'd be waiting for Sean to come in like...
Boo me all you want. Boo me all you want.
I'd be waiting for Sean to come in and be like, yeah, I knocked it down this week.
We've been this mugging fucking.
Yeah!
Right, is that what the audience wants?
Yes, what the audience wants.
Audience is whack. It's a weird audience.
Well, I'm the old guy. You gotta remember. So they're not gonna get but so much excitement. Oh, the kids is doing.
They'd
whatever.
be more proud of you for fucking.
No,
They'd be like, "Hey, he still has time to get it in."
Oh, you talking about marital?
Exactly.
Oh, I thought
from what I've heard, dude, that's nobody's gonna be proud of you if you do that shit. No,
bro.
That shit's unfaithful, bro.
Yo, okay. So you went to the wedding.
Yeah.
All right. Then was that the same weekend the wedding was the first weekend. Then we did the move.
Oh shit, that's right. I moved. Yeah.
Enlighten me of the move. How are you feeling now? I know your mental was a little clouded.
Yeah, I was just in a because you always put yourself in a mental cage, kind of wherever you live. If it's not ideal for you, all of this stuff that's weighing on your mind has no resolution because of where you live. And I think a lot of people can totally understand what I'm saying. Like, I've had a bunch of friends who say the same thing. They're like, I have so much shit I want to do and accomplish, but because of where I live or your job, but you live at work too. So that's like your second home,
Right.
Is
You
wherever
do.
you
We
work.
do.
So again, the two homes. That like balances your whole life, is wherever the hell you're living at that time, whatever you're doing every day.
Okay.
Like I would do this, but you know, I come home and I go to my room and that's it. You know, because when you live with roommates, man, you just feel like you never want to overstep. It's not your house, you know. Especially
Okay.
when you share rent with someone, it's just never. It's rarely does it ever feel easy breezy, you know, where you never have to worry about something.
Rarely.
Like, never.
Okay.
I've met some people where
I'm trying to think if I've ever had a case where that was not the feeling,
right.
and I can't.
I've seen my friend Mallory. She lives with someone who's just fantastic. So they both have like an amazing time.
Okay.
They'll both be like, "Are you doing? I can do the dishes. Can you? Are you? I can do it." Yeah, they like right. But everywhere I've lived, it's like, oh, the sink is fucking filled up all the way. That's cool. I'll just I don't know, make a sandwich on the floor. I'll just make a sandwich over here. Oh, the counter's
I
up.
cannot. I'm sorry. I'd be
Dude.
like, if you don't get your jerk ass out
Bro.
and clean this shit up, go do it.
I've been there. I've wanted to fight my roommates before. I've definitely been there.
Okay.
That shit sucks because it's not fun for you either. You don't want to. You live with that guy. He literally knows where you live. You can't just fight your roommates because his room is 30 steps away from your room, right?
Okay.
There's not.
Okay.
You can't really. It's like smiles. It's like, oh, yeah, I saw that. You doing the dishes? Oh, you doing laundry right now? Well, I was too. Okay.
I can't. Okay. So, I'm literally trying to think when I had a roommate. I know the first time I had a roommate, I had my little cousin. I told you about that. Then I had college roommate, which that was cool. Like, I don't know. I guess I've always kind of been able to zone out.
Damn.
I've always been able to zone out.
I
Like,
can't.
so you can't dismiss, like, if something's going on right here, like if somebody's snorting cocaine
Oh well.
and doing all the wild stuff. In front
Yeah,
of
I
you.
can like if I'm at some crazy ass place, I'll just disassociate and worry about my shit.
Okay.
But I mean, that where you live is where you live. So if it's in your part of the roof, man, like
I see what you're saying.
then I'm like,
I got
hold on, whoa, what the shit is this? What are you bringing up in here? No,
Okay.
I can't let you've seen my
I have.
yeah.
I have. But anyway, so what was happening, amongst all of the mix up? I was like, well, you know what? I got a lot of interviews going up. Some of the interviews, shouts out to the guests from the Lucrative Lounge. They are dope, and I want to hold some of these interviews and wait till either we have more of a rapport with our audience, because the Lucrative Lounge is on Mondays. This pod is on Thursdays. So I don't want to...
Yeah, you don't want to make it too close.
Right, and then I didn't want to have the dope interviews come out on the first Mondays, and nobody's looking for it. They always look for Thursday.
Because it's a shame if you miss it. Some of these people are interested
Yes.
as all heck, yeah.
Yes. So, for me, I said, okay, well, some of the, I don't say less interesting people, because, I'm not going to say that.
They're all
some
interesting.
Some of the lesser profile person that still got good content.
I think that's a shame thing to say. Like, if someone interviewed me, I'd completely understand if I was like down here, because there are people who, holy shit, have empires,
But then I would look at that. Okay, for instance, it's a pod in L.A. called No Jumper. Or even Joe Budden.
Yeah.
Joe Budden, Sleepers for Suckers, Social Proof. If any of those people were to do some pods, and I got invited to do a pod after them on the same platform, of course.
Yeah.
I'm the lesser. Like, I just started.
That's what I mean. Like, kind of where you are, yeah.
Right. But I won't say it either. Just I was waiting to hold some of those pods. So I was like, I'll put some of these out until we get to that, because I want to do, I got a goal for a number, and I'm not going to put the number out. But I got a goal for the number before I put the Lucrative Lounge out.
Yeah.
So we're working. We got the new space almost ready. So Sean and I are about to transition to that for season 2. Listen.
Very cool.
The crazy thing is, I still puzzle myself how I stayed interested in doing something that
Really?
does not pay.
Cause man, I don't know. Like that's what a hobby is, isn't it? This is what a hobby.
I don't like hobbies though.
But it's damn. Okay, so with you, yeah. Because I'll do shit that's interesting all the time to me that does not pay a cent. It's just because I like it.
Well, yes, I got you on that. But it's hard for me to see something as a hobby when I'm also a businessman. So my immediate response to an idea, and you've seen it, you might suggest something. I'm like, yeah, you could do this and monetize this and that. Like, that's the capitalist side of me. I'm sorry. I'm like baby Mark Cuban in the making. Like, shouts out to Mark Cuban.
You work on your backyard a lot. It's not really paying when you put stuff like your little planter stuff on the house.
Oh, okay.
That doesn't pay, But
That's
you
relaxing.
still do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
something I like to do.
I thought you was about to say, if, like, building stuff on the house. Like, no, I do not want to do that.
No, that adds, though.
It adds. I just be like, I don't want to do this. Like, I'm not going to say, where's my people? So I know what I was about to say.
Where are my bros?
Where my bro? Hey, baby. My bros. Like, nah. Like, you can have that. You can have that, my guy.
Yeah.
I'm not
Already gave
built.
it to him.
Yeah. Because I just be looking like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm going there. So, you brought it up.
Strap in.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a lot of Mexican friends, right?
Yeah.
And some of them are really friends, like we're good friends, but some of them are like my subcontractors, and we have like a love-hate relationship with each other.
Don't say that.
It is. I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy until I'm not.
That's a true statement. I was
What
going
did
to
you
say, because
say?
usually when you're like, I'm a nice guy, usually that means that person's not a nice guy.
I'm about to say, you said something
But
about
you're
that before.
aware that, like, yeah, if someone's like, yeah, I'm pretty humble. No, you're not. You're not. Humble people don't say they're humble. Like, shut up.
It is. You can't say you're humble if you're humble.
If you are like, I mean, because I'm pretty self-aware. Like,
Right.
I can say what I am. But it's just the stigma if someone's like, I'm a humble guy. I'm a great guy. Usually they're not a great, humble guy.
Okay, so, I might come in and look at a property that we're working on. And I'm like, oh, somebody gonna finish the sheetrock right here? And they're like, yeah, we got it. So, and then I keep walking through the house, and I'm like, but what about this trim? Yeah, we gotta do this. And I'm sure, like, after the 5th or 10th line item, they're like, okay, just leave.
Dude,
Like,
get the
just-
fuck out. Yeah, like, do you work here? Who are you? You the owner?
And then that makes me turn to the bad guy. I pay you to do a job. Do it. Just do it.
That's any worker,
But I'm a nice guy. I'm sorry.
Do it! I'm a nice guy. What the? Get in here. Do this trim right now. I'm gonna watch you.
I mean, shouts out to my homeboy Joe.
Yeah, that's what he
shouts out
does.
to Joe. He showed me about the sheetrock, the crack, and that's exactly how I feel. Like, if I paid you to do something, do it the right way,
Yeah, especially.
and do it with the right way without me pointing it out.
It's because it's so near and dear to you, and you're gonna see that. But that guy's gonna leave this job and never come back to my house. But I will see that
Exactly.
for the rest of my time here.
Exactly.
So of course you care way more than this guy does.
So it makes sense to be the bad guy then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's like necessary evils, kind of. You gotta have to be a dick once in a while, especially if the person is not doing the job that you paid them for, because you also pay for quality. If you pay them a lot and you like, I use you guys all the time,
Right.
I constantly give you business
Right.
for other projects I'm doing, so you'd think I'm in pretty good with you. I kind of expect a little bit better quality than this because I'm a great guy.
But that's okay. Okay. So when you go hard on somebody, what's too far to you?
What?
If you go hard on somebody that's working for you, what's considered over the top, in your opinion? Because for me,
There's
I
so
don't
many
feel
different
like
variables, but I'm trying to think of when I ever paid. I don't think I've ever paid someone to do something.
okay. So for instance, And I think I don't know. I might have talked about it on the pod before, but when we first got into contracting and working on properties, the first property was like in the fall, headed into the winter, right? And it was supposed to only be like for 30 days, something like that. It wasn't supposed to be long at all. So we started getting into the Christmas season, and things started to get behind. So I was like, okay, well, we got to just let them work through the season, and I'll just pay extra or do whatever we need to do. So me and the family went to North Carolina to visit other family. And the guy sent pictures, because I was like, all right, well, if you finish the job, just send me pictures of it, and then, once I got that, I'll go ahead and pay you. Don't worry about it. Oh, man, that's good. This is what taught me.
I just know this guy. I'm like waiting. This is leading somewhere.
This is what taught me you need to have property managers for every job, or a site manager.
Because you can't do it yourself. Because people, I see what you mean.
You can't do it. So the way this, I'm not going to say a cuss word.
Because that's his job to be an ass. You know?
Exactly.
That's his job. You're paying him to make sure things get done right. If you do it, they're like, dude, who are you?
Exactly.
You pay me to do this, I'm doing it for you. Like,
so it's Christmas Eve. Happy, everybody drinking
eggnog,
cake, cookies, light sugar cookies, and girls running through the house and
Christmas
in-laws'
ham.
house. And I get a text message.
Oh,
here's a picture of the wall that we were supposed to finish. I looked at it. I zoomed in. It's like, okay, that looks good. I said, back up, take a picture from this angle. Let me see. He backed up, took a picture from another angle. Still looked good. I said, all right, cool. Reggie at the time, shouts out to Reggie. He was like, I don't even know if he was doing something, but he was like, if you need anything while you're out of town, just hit me up and I'll go look at the house, whatever. So I said, all right, cool. So get back. I paid him.
yeah.
Paid him, said Merry Christmas, have a great holiday. See you when I get back to Georgia.
You never let people. Yeah, you always pay people. I got paid today. Technically.
I said, welcome, have a great holiday. I'm going to reach out to you for the next project. We're going to keep this thing going. Great. Get back. The wall looked like this. Had waves in it. Had cracks with the mud. It's like, shit. They got me.
That guy taking the pictures was probably like, you want it from what angle? I'll just step back, take a picture. Okay, yeah. That's good. That's fine.
Yo.
Any other angles? No. Oh my God. It's just finally like, thank God. We're done. We got paid. Let's go.
So in that case, it would have been okay for me to show my ass and be the worst, the worst boss ever.
Yeah.
It would have been okay.
Dude, but I don't know, man. That's expected. If I do a shit job, the guy who hired me should be a shit person about it,
Yeah.
Because, like, dude, I hired you not to make me waves in my wall. Walls are flat, if you didn't notice. A square is usually, the sides are flat.
Yo.
What is this shit?
Yo, that property right there was like hell on wheels. And then we had investors that was paying for the additional labor or materials or all that. Because I had to get more materials to fix what was messed up.
Dude, you're fucking a lot more people over than just one homeowner who hired you to do stuff. You're fucking everybody tied to this project over.
And that also taught me when the older person says, and we're going to get to the subjects in the pod, but I just want to talk about it. So it takes me to every time I heard people say, yeah, I've been doing this for 18 years. So I'm the best in town.
You should be pretty good at it by now, right? Right?
Yo, I ain't gonna say his name. I want to say his name bad, but I was like,
have you been doing it wrong for 18 years?
Yo, and then I think we had that house was hell. That was the house of hell. And after we did that one, I don't feel like we ever had one that was bad as that. Like that was just the fuck you initiation. Like,
well, I'm glad you have like a bar set to have like this, bad shit, fuck shit, hell house.
But yo, And then the other thing I said, the last part, I promise you, after we did that house, I said, I'm not effing with certain people. I'm only effing with my Migo friends.
Yeah.
Shouts out to the Migo friends. Because every time I've had them work on the property, why? This is good. This is good information.
I'm glad you say this shit because I will never say this shit.
I'm just saying, like, okay.
No, fact though. They get, they do it. Yeah.
They framed the whole building in one day.
Yeah, like they know how to. They're the ones who actually say I've been doing this shit for 18 years because they have.
But no, okay. I'm sorry. We're gonna go there. The Migos, the way they do, the way they work, and the way they save, because you can see them saving on whatever they do by how they move. I remember the first job we had, some Mexican friends come over. They did a job, and I think it was some sheetrock or something, whatever. But it was like a lot of work. Like, if I was to do that, it would be like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, you'd be like, no.
Them folk did it in a few hours.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, they did this joint in a few hours. And I was just like, wow. And what they did, they took a break. The women came, fed them like some chicken and rice or something. It's like, it looked nasty as hell. I was like, I would never eat that. Yeah. But anyway, it was chicken and rice, whatever. They threw everything away and went back to work.
Well, yeah.
And then I paid them and the job was done. And I was just like, yeah, you have bought me. You have purchased. I am purchased. Yes, you bought me. So long live Migos. So
like a breath of fresh. You're like, this is some good shit. What have I been doing this whole time?
Yo, I promise you, last part. So when they came in and did the addition, I told you about how they framed the room in the basement out wrong.
Yeah. Framed
the room wrong, right? Because that was part of my issue. I had the plans drew up the wrong way. I didn't specify how high the ceilings were.
Because you said your whole house is a hip.
The whole house is a hip, and every room in the house is nothing but like 8 feet. And we got 8 feet with the trays, so some of the parts are raised, but the average part of the house is 8 feet.
Yeah. So
they framed out the whole basement room, and I got home from work that day, and I was like, hey, buddy, I hate to tell you, but you're about 2 feet too tall. And if we get to upstairs, it's going to be a big ass step. Then I'm going to have to step up to the bedroom. So he tried to sell me on how it could work. That's just not going to work. It's not going to work. They tore the whole thing down and reframed 2 stories in one day.
Damn. That's some work.
Bruh.
That's rough.
And it ended up like 2 or 3 people.
Wow.
Yes.
We couldn't do that shit.
No, we could not.
We could not do that
I'm
shit.
not built for that.
I'd be like, man, my back.
So if you ever hear me say some stuff and you think it's racist, it's not racist.
All with love.
It's fact.
It's not. You're not even. Fuck love. It's fact.
It's fact.
It's true shit.
So, we had a lot to talk about.
We do actually. Yeah, we have a lot of dumb shit and a lot of good shit.
Yes. So we got the Elon. It's been a while, so we're gonna backtrack and then we're gonna come up to current day. We got Elon Musk.
We didn't talk about that.
Elon Musk bought Twitter for 44 or 45.
Give or take.
It's a billion.
44. Yeah.
A little billion, you know.
Give or take 44 point whatever billion.
Yeah, give or take a billion or 2 or whatever.
Chump change.
Yo, so help me understand, what does that actually mean?
Dude,
to you, what does that mean?
To me, because I'm on Twitter quite a bit.
Okay.
And from what I've seen, I mean, I think that was the reason he bought it. Like, at the time, it's not a free speech platform at all, man. You'll notice as soon as he bought it, CNN and MSNBC, New York Times, everyone freaked out. They're all posting these articles about how, they're like, oh my God, free speech is gone. It's dead. Rich man owns the platform now. We can't say what they're freaking out because now they don't have control over Twitter. They know that because it was vastly like 98% Democratic is what Twitter
was?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Is what it used to be. And now that someone bought it who has, voiced his opinions about how, no, I'd rather like it not be any side. It's just, say what you want to say and not be banned for shit you say. Because I got banned like twice for just saying like normal centrist opinions. I'm not either.
Okay.
I don't have like a political like spectrum I put myself on, I guess.
Right.
I mean, I'm for less government, but that's about it. I don't really pick a side.
I pick the side of money, but go ahead.
But you could say, I'll pick money policies every time.
Hey,
oh yeah.
Just say it.
But no, yeah, like you can say normal opinions.
Okay.
And then you'd get banned and shit like that. I've seen tons of accounts get banned for like mundane shit that you'd be like, what? Whole ass people get banned, like doctors, unions, whole ass accounts that are like going against any kind of like mainstream narrative that we've now seen has been proven true. Tons of shit like that. They ban it on purpose so that you don't know, and then a year later when it comes out, they're like, oh, you can have your account back now that what you said was proven. And it was true, because the fact checkers, it's such bullshit.
So the fact checkers, I think we talked about that one time before. It's a whole different, or a few different entities outside of like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
Well, the thing is funny because they're funded. They're private companies that are funded by the big man starts with B. He funds them. Yeah, it's funny. It's like if you track the money, you'll see that even the fact checkers are just people who go in and go, I don't like that, and they just change it or they ban you. It's real easy to find, but people always go in favor of what their belief is. So they'll, like what someone told me I think I just watched the podcast. I forget what it was, but he was like, at this point in time in the future, we have the internet. You can go on there and find anything that supports your side of the argument. You could do that all day for hours. You'll find something that supports your argument. But as soon as the White House and mainstream media start banning a very specific side of the argument or opinion, I immediately go, okay, that's probably the right answer, because they wouldn't be trying so hard to make it invisible,
Gotcha.
if it wasn't true. And that's what they did. And I've noticed a huge change since he bought Twitter. A lot of people who were previously banned have come back. A lot of things that you would see and then it vanishes, you can still see. You're like, wow, that opinion would be obliterated like a week ago. Also, I noticed as soon as he bought Twitter, the Department of Homeland Security has a Bureau of Disinformation now. I'm not kidding. Yes. America literally has a Ministry of Truth now. I'm not kidding. That's some dictatorship shit right there. It's unbelievable. Yeah. And everyone's making fun of it. Everyone's laughing because they're like, you can't be serious. The lady in charge of it, the lady in charge of it made a music video on TikTok about disinformation. We live in a clown world. We live where the White House is what, you ever seen Snowpiercer?
What's it?
Fucking Willy Wonka on a train, basically. Just imagine that. Just nut job shit. Just insane shit. We have a Ministry of Truth. And I'm not the guy who's like, oh my God, 1984. I can't say crazy shit online. They banned me. This is insane. But this is, I mean, that literally is 1984. I mean, the Ministry of Truth is satire. It's supposed to be joked about because it's like no real government would do this unless the people were like, you're literally trying to feed us lies and say it's truth.
Okay, so
which they have done. That's the Department of Homeland Security, man. That's whack.
Tell me this: do you think that when the Don was in the office, Big D, shouts out to
Big D. Notice when he was in office, you just say whatever the fuck you wanted to say, man.
But do you think that kind of created a narrative for social platforms to not take politics or the people in position as serious?
That's when they went full force on it. You'll notice they didn't start banning anybody until Trump era, like late Trump era. Then they just started, any social media platform just started banning people they didn't like, or banning any kind of Trump rhetoric that was like, guys, he's not the Antichrist. He's right. So
right.
Or like about certain things. I don't think he's right about everything. No one's right about everything.
He just said it the wrong way too a lot.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's the thing. I don't worship the guy because, geez, man, he really just go, well, hey, look, the guy's never lying because he'll tell you exactly what he thinks. But
you know what I can appreciate?
What?
Because we Sean and I, we kind of do the whole back and forth. I always be like, yeah, I deserve that. So I'm gonna, I'm just gonna buy a house in Alpharetta, buy a house, whatever. And yeah, I'm gonna get it because I deserve it.
This is my house. I deserve it.
But when you get to the other side of that and you really can buy whatever you want to buy,
yeah,
and say whatever you want to say, is that just one of the things that comes along with money, you think?
Well, that's the thing. He couldn't because who'd they ban on Twitter? They banned him on Twitter.
Right.
That's what I think. That's why Elon bought it, because he's like, dude, some of the most powerful people in America, no matter what, can be banned. Literally anybody can be banned by whoever these people think should be banned. That just shouldn't. And the thing is the loophole was, well, they're a private company. They can ban whoever they want. And you're perfectly right.
Right.
Twitter is a private company. That's why he bought it. So he was like, they basically looked at him. They were like, look, we can ban whoever we want. We're a private company. Do something about it. Buy us. He goes, okay. So he bought Twitter, and now he's like, all right, people can say whatever they want to say.
Well, some of the stuff I look at is that's one side of it.
Yeah.
Right. You can buy the platform, and yeah, you can ban whoever you want to ban.
Well, he's not. That's the thing. His big thing was that, like, I'm not banning shit, because he's not. He's centrist. He's like, I'm not really either. I think both spectrums are pretty dumb. I just noticed that, and I don't know, man. He's up there. If anyone's an elite, he's definitely at the limit of what that requires to be. So he would know some shit.
So what would you say? What's your position on the people? And I got something to say about it, but I want to see what you think. The people that were like, yeah, well, Elon got all of this money and he bought Twitter, and with that money, he could have solved world hunger.
I love people like that because, like, dude, the amount of money that the U.S. government funneled in from all of us, like, what is it, something trillion for just COVID relief that didn't do anything at all. The lockdowns did not do anything. It didn't impact COVID at all. With that money alone, they could have solved world hunger like 200 times. With what we gave them, like 40 trillion or something that they spent. They've been doing nothing but printing money since Biden administration. Hell, since the middle of Trump.
Right.
They've been just printing money like crazy, and that's why we're at like a 9% inflation rate. Whatever, right. It's 8 something, right? It's not 9.
That's a lie. I think it's like.
But it's like something. That's what happens, and people don't. That's why I've seen memes about it too on Twitter. It's like, you care about what this guy does with his own money, but you don't care what they do with ours. Like, dude, that in the UN. I remember this was like a year ago. Elon was like, "Hey, UN, you keep, telling me, well, why don't I end world hunger with my money? You keep like coming after my money. All right, give me a plan to end world hunger, and I will give you the money that you deem is enough to end world hunger." It's like, but write up a plan. Like, I want to know where every penny goes, because I know you people. You guys have thousands of charities, and it never ends up anywhere in the world. Still shit. So clearly nothing is working. So he's like, show me the whole plan. It took him like a year, and they were like, here's the plan. You'll give me lots of money, and I'll buy food with it. And then I'll give the food. And it's like, you're That's fucking... Plan, so he just goes, no. And then everyone's like, look, see? He said no, he doesn't care. I was just like, come on. Man. What I'm saying is they will skew any story in any way they want, man. You can, like with the whole Bible quote thing I told you about yesterday, you can pick a quote from literally any book or movie and move it around and word it with no context, and you can completely change the meaning of wherever that quote is from.
That's true.
Like the whole quote, the customer's always right. The whole phrase is actually the customer's always right in terms of taste, meaning that, like, this customer wants to buy the most ugliest shit hat you've ever sold in your life, but you're not going to tell them no. You're going to go, that would look amazing on you. You're right.
You're going to lie.
You should buy it. Customer's always right.
Okay. I never
in
heard
terms
that
of
context.
taste, like the food.
Okay.
You give them the food. This is awful. Get you, what do you want? You want a new, whatever you need. But if the guy's telling you how to run your business, you're like, no, fuck off. like, no, the customer's not always right. But in terms of taste, he's always right.
Okay.
Because that's why you came here, to buy this ugly-ass hat or the scarf or whatever.
Right.
Or the couch that I couldn't sell, but you want it. Go ahead and take it.
Okay. So my opinion, to those people is we don't care.
No, dude, the guy bought Twitter with his own money,
Right,
for a purpose, actually.
And the thing is, I've heard a lot of millionaires and billionaires have conversations, and they do like TED Talks, stuff like that. And the thing is this: if you have an idea that solves all these problems,
Yeah.
then you're supposed to be paid for that idea. I.e., when they came up with the idea of Uber.
Yeah.
Think about how many people had no transportation.
Yeah.
Think about how many people had to take public transportation.
People still don't have transportation. Even with Uber out there, a homeless man can't pay for an Uber.
Exactly.
Well, it's for people who can still pay for it.
Exactly.
It's app taxi. It's a taxi with an app.
So why would we feel like we have a say so over the owner of Uber?
That's what I'm saying. Why don't you ferry homeless people around to get food? Why don't you ferry low-income families around to work to decrease the wage gap there? Make sure that they don't have to pay for gas or public transportation. Because we're a business.
Exactly.
Sorry, it's not my job to. Again, with holy shit, dude, with the amount of money he has, why don't people ask Nancy Pelosi why she's got a $200 million beach house? Why didn't she work? And the homelessness problem in the country. I'm just saying, the
profile too, I think, matters. Because I think by him being, didn't he on PayPal first?
I think he did actually. Yeah, I think
PayPal.
he was one of the founders of it.
I think so.
Or like when it started, he benefited from the startup of it.
So you go from PayPal to Tesla to spaceships and like
the dude doesn't stop winning. But now when you listen to his story, there was a time where Tesla almost went bankrupt. Which companies do go bankrupt. It's a financial move when they do.
Right.
But still, he was like, what was it? Oh yeah, it was Tesla and SpaceX. And I remember this interview where he's like, I was forced to like choose one. But I didn't. I choose both, and it, thank God, worked out, and I got to keep both. But he was like, I was struggling. Like, his net worth was not what was in his wallet. He was like, I put everything I own into these two companies, and if they do not pan out, I'm going to take a massive hit. And he didn't. They both panned out.
Right.
Now he's worried, which is cool. That's cool.
And I can appreciate that. So,
because he's a businessman, and people
right.
say genius, but he's definitely a businessman.
Well, the thing I also think of is how over and over you're going through school and you go through adulthood, you get your jobs, and you do all of this stuff. And they say you do this because you want to pursue the American dream. But when you get...
technically he's African American.
So, hey, shouts out to Elon.
This is the biggest purchase an African American has ever made. The U.S.
But you look at how it's been sold, and then you look at how when you start to get a little bit past the American dream, or I won't even say past it. Your perception.
He's past it.
Well, you get to the point of what your American dream is.
Yeah.
Because then
everyone has their own unique dream.
Right. So if your American dream is to own 10 colleges and do like all this big shit, why would the government try to stop that growth?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I know.
Why would they try to be like, oh yeah, okay, no. Sit down.
Did you see how the government was freaking out when he was buying Twitter? Well, again, that brings us back to they knew they were going to lose one of their biggest institutions of propaganda ever was Twitter. People go on Twitter and believe everything is fact. When the supporters of Twitter is 98% Democratic, then they believe 98% of all Democratic fact. That's why he bought Twitter. He was like, he saw, as everyone else should see, that Twitter is the major news source pretty much for all of America and half of probably Europe, I would say.
Probably so.
Right? People believe shit on there. They believe news accounts on there. Why do you think every single news account started freaking out? All I know is when everybody starts freaking out and trying to stop one thing from happening and you're just like, should I believe this? It's usually bullshit. And again, right after he bought it, what happened? Department of Homeland Security was like, here's our new propaganda division because we lost our other one. Damn it. This is the Ministry of Truth now, because Twitter used to be the Ministry of Truth. That's what they used it as. It was pretty,
I wonder, and you know I love the forecast. I wonder what that means for the future of the famous ones, the glossy ones like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. What is that going to mean in the next 5 to 10 years?
I was going to say, you're probably going to see a bigger push on the other ones to counteract the huge loss of Twitter being that, echo chamber.
Right.
Definitely Facebook and Instagram are probably about to go real hard, real heavy. But I don't know. Because since they see Elon has bought this and that he can do that, maybe the other CEOs are going to go, maybe it's shifting. Maybe we don't have to do this shit. Because Mark Zuckerberg kind of backed off too. I've noticed that as well.
Okay.
Facebook really backed off in terms of...
Speaking of Mark, okay. You already know about
the
this.
Zuck. What's about Mark Zuckerberg?
Okay, so maybe I overstepped a little bit too soon.
What?
A little bit too soon with the metaverse. It's a little sad, just a little bit, but
insert the Thanos video where he's like, perhaps I treated you too harshly. Perhaps you are not.
No, I'm just okay. So, but I can appreciate people not falling for it too soon. I appreciate that.
No, it's not too soon. I don't want anybody falling for that.
They're gonna fall for it at some point.
I really hope. Don't make Ready Player One a thing.
It's
don't
gonna be
make
a thing.
it happen. Please.
It's gonna be.
I don't want to live in junk sky rises while I put a VR and have a fake relationship with a fake wife and fake money.
Well, you got to read the room. Read the room.
Oh
okay?
yeah, people are going for that.
Okay.
The nerds are taking over. I am a nerd, man, but damn, not that.
And, yo, Shine got was it Oculus?
It's fun.
I want to play on it so bad, but I'm not gonna do it right now.
So this is the limit that I want it to go because it's fun. It's a good time. You get to goof off with people online in Oculus, and you get to play games and you can download games that are actually healthy for you. Like some of those games are like workout games. You actually have to move quite a bit, and then like you'll see that you're sweating. You're like, damn, I'm having a good time, and I'm working out. Like there's games where you pick up guns and shit and shoot random shit. Those little ninja games.
They probably got porn in the Oculus.
I haven't looked for it yet.
It's
but
probably in there.
I would assume. Well, no, granted, probably not because it's like your phone has a Play Store, right?
Okay.
Your phone has the Apple Store. There's no porn on the Apple Store.
Ah.
You'd have to download it. So the Oculus probably is the same way. You couldn't probably download it. So you're gonna
get some nerd to get it cracked, and then they're gonna.
I guess if you go on the straight up internet, using the Oculus, you get hella virus. Do you want hold on? Do you want a virus on something that you attach to your fucking skull? I don't want that virus. It'll burn your eyes out.
Mean?
It'll like Indiana Jones: The Lost Ark, where like you open it and it like melts your brain. Like the
look, I mean, it's so much that's happened. Shouts out to the men. Shouts out to the creators of the flower. So,
what's that?
Okay, I'm glad you asked.
Why? What is that, Crawford?
So so you never heard of the flower?
No.
Okay, the flower is something that how can I say this? It's a pleasure pleaser for women.
No. Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Right? So, yo, I saw the women.
Introducing was it flower for men? Is that what this is? God damn.
Yo,
why you do this?
So the men. The funny thing is because I understand that I'm a married man, and sometimes because women have something that happens every month,
dude. If we're talking about sex toys, women have like the Hydro Fucker 2000 mega hex. Holy shit! You guys basically have robots that do it, and then dudes have like here's a tube.
It's like a tube.
It's a tube.
But no, the funny thing is, it got a mouth and it got teeth on it.
No. Oh my God, I feel awkward.
It got a mouth and teeth on it.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
So the women were like, I saw it on, I think, maybe in the shade room or somebody posted it. And so they said, fellas, we got something for you. So the men, of course, all the men like, yeah. So the women, the first thing they said is what you just said. That looks scary. Like, why does it have teeth on it?
In a world where women are scarier than robotic mouths.
Yo.
Do you see what men resort to? The dating life is that fucked up that And there's no face. It's just the mouth.
Just
That's
the
fucked up. But granted, if it had a face, that'd be worse. So I don't know what's worse in this case.
It looked like a. I might try to put it on the screen, but it got it's like a flashlight.
What if it talked to you?
With
Like,
no, that'd be terrible. It's just like a silicone mouth. It's just mouth and teeth, and
it goes, do it.
Yo, that's the funniest thing I ever seen in my life. But I was like, okay, they're trying.
No, they should stop trying because we don't need this. We don't need this.
How do you know?
We need better relationships.
You don't know until you know.
I don't want to know. Some things are better left alone. Isn't that?
No, I don't. I've never heard that saying. I've never heard that saying.
All right then.
So anyway, shouts out to the creators.
Good job.
And I say creators because we just talk about Elon.
Yeah.
He created this genius thing, and they created a genius thing too.
Good job.
For men and women.
So the life on Earth is looking up. Why? I ought to say maybe times aren't so bad.
Yo, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So I think we've dug enough into Elon. I'm looking forward to see what happens.
Me too. It's a powder keg right now. Who knows what's gonna happen? So far, sorry.
No, you good. You good. Go ahead.
It's so far all he's doing is just doing memes and shit.
Okay.
Like the richest man, one of the richest men on earth, is just having fun on Twitter. Yeah, it's funny. It's actually really weird to see.
Okay. Well, I think I'm curious to see, because I'm not a Twitter person, right? So I'm curious to see how many more people that are like me, that use the other platforms more heavily, start to venture into Twitter. I'm curious.
I think that they're going to see that it's a little bit easier to now. They won't get immediately shut down for whatever they try to do, know. But also, Twitter is still a cesspool.
Yeah.
Twitter has some of the worst opinions you've ever seen in your life. Go to Twitter and Reddit.
Okay.
And you'll see you'll be like, how do people think about this shit?
So and we're going to get off Twitter, but is it visual now, like Instagram and Facebook?
I actually kind of like Twitter better. You can, it's a little bit like Facebook, actually. Funny enough, even though they're owned by different people now, especially now. But like on Instagram, you can't put a picture below replies. You can't do a lot of shit that you can do with Twitter.
Okay.
Instagram. I meant Instagram. You can't do that stuff. Instagram, it's the picture, and you can leave comments, and that's it. You can maybe repost the picture to your story, or even repost it, I think, to your account. Probably.
Something like that, yeah.
But Twitter, it's a field day. Someone posts something, unlimited. You can make a comment, make a photo, attach another Twitter thread into a thread that already exists, keep the thread going into like multiple different sections. You can have I've clicked on some threads and it's a deep dive, like thousands of comments just adding up all this shit that other people have found. It's nuts. So it is like, it's kind of cool. And it's definitely unique because people were like, oh, he bought it? Let's all go, everybody. Let's get out of here. I'm like, you're not going to find anything like it. Okay. You're not going to. Well, even Donald Trump tried to start Getter, right? GRT.
Yeah, I was about to say, what happened to that?
It's still a thing. It's still a thing. It's the one that he's going to stay on, I think.
Okay.
I don't think he's coming back to Twitter because he's like, nah. So
and he owns it, so it's like.
Yeah, I don't have a Getter account. I know it's a thing, and I don't. I
might start one to try it.
It's be interesting to look through. Yeah, I might just go on there because why not?
Okay.
People have to stop being afraid, right?
Look, what if we say something about it, then they be like, yeah, we want to sponsor the pod. Don't get it,
be like, sure.
Yeah, it is.
I don't care. Sure. Hey, I'm not gonna push any beliefs on people, but I mean, but people have to stop being afraid to just go to different areas. You still travel wherever you want to go, even though you don't believe what the majority of the people who live there believe, right?
Right.
You'd still go to Italy, even though who knows what they
go.
Exactly. So, like, you're really that caught up on making an account on a different political app as Twitter? I mean,
yeah.
Some you know what I mean? I was saying some people are just so afraid of like Trump man bad that they get so afraid to hear another opinion. And I think that's why the Twitter blow up was so huge, is because people were terrified. They're like, no, don't let the other ones back on, please. It's just like because it's been comfortable for you this whole time because you haven't heard vastly different opinions, and the ones that they think are insane are just actual normal centrist people who are like, yeah, I think this. What you said, you keep moving the goalpost. farther and farther and farther left that even left-leaning people look insane to you because you're all the way over here. And here's me. I'm just still in the middle. I haven't moved. They have.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people keep criticizing. And it keeps becoming truer and truer. Is like the more they move left, the more the bar of you're a Nazi stays, you know? Oh, we moved over here. So now people who used to believe in this, you guys are disgusting. It's just what? So I think that's the big hang up. And that was the why it was such an explosion when he bought it. That's why people freaked out.
Well, it's going to be interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
That's all I can say. It's interesting.
Now, I don't know whether to clap or the boo this next subject, but Drake. I give him a clap. So I might end up working with Drake too. That'd be dope. I work with him, but I don't hold none of my opinions. We're gonna talk.
Yeah, it's kind of. I have no opinions.
So
Drake really.
So Drake just recently did a deal for $400 million.
Wow. With
Universal Music Group. Shots out. They've never been late on the check for me. So,
that's reputation.
It is. It's reputation. But I'm looking at this, all right? And I think we talked about this a few pods ago about what if the main people that had the influence is when their deal was up, instead of going back and do another deal, stay independent and do some big stuff independently. I think
we talked about that last pod too, right? Because I really think Drake could. Well, he not now, but
okay. So, you know, and the reason I go here, and I realize how important creators are. Mm-hmm. I realize the value that we bring to any situation. Without music, you have a boring movie.
Yeah.
Without music, you would have lame commercials.
Without the score, I know some of you out there know exactly what we're talking about. You know the movie if you hear the score. Exactly. You know Lord of the Rings if you hear the music. Same with Star Wars, Indiana Jones, dude. Anything John Williams, you know.
Exactly.
Hans Zimmer. Anything Hans Zimmer, you know exactly. Inception, bro. You hear that music, you're like, yeah, this is Inception.
Exactly. So, for me, from the outside looking in, and I mean, it could be a situation where Universal is giving Drake stock, and they're allowing him to be like an owner of some, you know, part of Universal. That would be great if that is the case. Mm-hmm. But for companies like Universal, Sony, Columbia, Capitol, all these companies, the chances of them giving artists a seat at the table, at their table,
is a lot lower.
Hella low.
I think they knew that Drake could easily go loner, and that's why.
But that's what gives me some frustrations, right? Because it's like an NBA player, right? You and I talked about that. It's like how sometimes they were like, or a lot of the times they've been like, yeah, we don't allow players to be owners.
Yeah.
That's been a thing before.
Yeah.
And, you know, for some reasons, I'm sure they got their reasons, whatever. But it's the same type of concept. Why would we let an artist be an owner?
Why not?
When we could just go, we could offer you a bag, that's a big bag. That's a big ass bag. $400 million, that's a big bag.
Yeah.
But you got, I think I added it up too. It's 50. Universal Music Group is said to be worth $51 billion.
Jeez.
Right? $51 billion. You give Drake, someone that might be your main pusher of your label, $400 million out of $51 billion, right? About 1% of the overall label.
Yeah.
Which is a big deal. It's a big deal. I'm not saying it's not.
Something that big is,
I'm not saying it's small, but if I give you a $400 million deal and you turn around and you make me another $2 billion, okay, cool. You got your $400 million, and now you're still not an owner of no. You're not the the majority stockholder.
You could sit at the council, but you're not on it.
Right.
What?
So, and it's like this, like, okay, Drake has a rapport with massive fans.
Yeah.
If we said Drake to your dad or even Mike,
They would know, yeah.
They would know
don't
who
listen
Drake
to rap
is.
at all, but he's like, oh yeah, I heard that name.
And that's my point. So it's like, okay, when you get people like him, you have to address him as a Bon Jovi.
Yeah, for sure.
You have to address him in that category and offer him a deal with equity in the company. Don't just give him a big ass check.
So why do you think he?
Well, I don't know if this is a retirement plan for him.
Oh, so you think he's just like, look, I'm good.
Right. I don't know if it's one of those situations. I don't know if the contingencies of the deal.
Yeah.
But yo, it's just like a sports contract. If you know, case in point, if the Bulls knew how big Jordan would end up being in the beginning, they would have probably given him part of the Bulls.
Yeah.
Because after Jordan, who you know from the Bulls? And I'm not a sports dude, so that lets you know, like, it has to be that level of.
But even you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Kobe. If Kobe was still alive, why wouldn't the Lakers give him a piece of the Lakers?
Bro, I didn't even know anything about the Bulls, but I know Jordan.
Exactly.
Like, you don't
and that's
even
the
know.
point.
Yeah.
That's the point. So it's like, okay, if Drake is worth this much to a company, and if you see a Drake album, you know Universal's behind it.
Yeah.
Then why wouldn't you offer, instead of just a $400 million, offer some equity in the company?
Give him something, yeah, because he is your front man.
Right. And when you have equity in the company, now after the artist has retired and they're not making any more music, and you got the next Drake of 2038 or Drake 5051.
Drake 2038.
Right. You have to have, because it's going to be another artist
of course.
That's developed. Offer this guy that helped build your brand equity. Because Drake has carried Universal for the last 10 years, roughly.
Yeah.
Especially in the urban music area. But I can't even say urban because, like, Drake ended up doing songs with everybody.
That's the thing. Like we talk about that last part, too, is the guys who always, can I use your guy? Can we switch him out? Hey, you want to do a thing with Drake?
Right.
You're at the level. You come play with us for a second. Yeah.
He's one of those. So for me, like, when I saw that deal, I was like, okay.
Weird.
Like,
What was your initial thought? You were like, what?
Yeah, I think for me, if it would have been a situation where the wording was like, Drake does new deal with Universal, which is $400 million plus 2% equity. He's an owner of Universal Music Group. That reads a lot different than you got a $400 million deal. Because now all the artists coming up is going to be like, yeah, I want to do a $400 million deal too. You're not aiming for ownership.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're just aiming to be a good high-paid earner. You're a high-paid earner.
That kind of, I wouldn't say it stings, but that it does something. It doesn't feel, it doesn't sit right.
It don't
Which
sit
you
right.
know what? I think you were right. I believe this was a personal decision, probably then.
Yeah.
This had to be a personal decision.
Because then you look at Jay-Z, right? Jay-Z ended up going with it was a creator of a company called Tidal, which is his version of like Apple Music and all that kind of stuff. When he did that deal, because he owned all of his records and all that stuff, he pulled all his music off of every download site.
Because he knew people were gonna. Of course, they're like, I
And
can't listen to him. I gotta listen to him.
If the only way I can listen to it is go to this thing that he owns.
People.
A part of it. He owns a part of this, and that's the only way I can listen to his music. So I gotta
every
subscribe.
time a new person does, he gets.
I gotta subscribe. He owns,
Instead of a flat rate, $400 million.
Exactly.
His is unlimited.
Exactly.
It goes until it stops.
Until what he ended up doing is sell a part of his stock, a part of his share from Tidal, and did this big deal. I think it was worth like $600 million or $1 billion. And he had other people that he brought, like Nicki Minaj is one of them.
Yeah.
They owned a piece of Tidal, and they got paid for it, and they still owned their music at the end of the day. So for me, I'm like, why didn't he try to do that? Find some new streaming service and be like, okay, now Universal, that's a good deal, but I'm gonna put some money. I'm gonna put $10 million behind this company, this startup, and start a streaming service. Pull all my music, cause you can't. No. If Drake pulled his catalog from Apple, Spotify, they're gonna be hurting.
Yeah.
If he pulled his catalog, that's albums, everything he's worked on, they're gonna be hurting. Mm-hmm. So he didn't really become an agitator, and that might go back to what you said. Now I think about it.
What?
Him not messing up the relationships with the in crowd.
That's what I'm saying. I think when you're that big and you're working for people who are even bigger than you, people who people don't even know exist, right? People who are above you people can't even name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more variables at play. We may never even know why. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can speculate all you want, but who knows, man? Maybe he was like, yeah, this is probably the best deal I'm going to get with everything I've got going for me. And not because we know he could go
right
loner.
He could go anywhere.
And he could make a shit ton. But that's what I'm saying. There's other things. That's why Jay-Z is, to date, the most successful rapper of all time.
Yeah.
Financially, anyway.
Yeah.
Dude, holy shit. Guy has a rapper and businessman.
Right. He even has this thing. It's kind of like his version of the Met Gala, but it's called the Rock Nation Brunch.
Really?
It's his thing.
I've heard of that. I didn't know that was him.
And but that's my thing. When he got his title money, he did Rock Nation. Then he did Rock Nation, what you call it, when agency. So he represents football players, basketball players, and he has a booking company so he can book his tours and this and that. Like, think like that.
Dude plays it, yeah.
Think like that.
He plays every side, so he always wins.
So you always win. Because, see, the thing is, now, since Jay has developed Rock Nation, Live Nation, well, he has a joint venture with Live Nation, which at every big venue in the country, that's the relationship.
Yeah.
He has a relationship with them. So it's like, okay, now when Jay-Z, which he hadn't toured in I don't know how long, and Beyonce hadn't toured in how long.
Yeah.
So I have a relationship with this that keeps me paid forever. And if I don't want to do no music ever again, I don't have to.
No, not at all.
And that's my point. Like, I would love to know details, which I know we'll never know. But why wouldn't you go for the equity play?
Because Jay-Z's in a spot where he could just keep giving himself raises. But then Drake's in a spot where he was just like, yeah, I'll accept. I'll just accept what I got.
And by him doing a deal,
not that it's nothing. 400 mil is 400 mil. But I see what you mean. It's like, why'd you stop?
You have to work.
Yeah.
You have to keep creating more and more music.
Because that's a contract, what you just signed. Jay-Z, it's not. Jay-Z, it's a business deal that involves him.
Yo, I'm glad you said that. So, me and Sean have been saying this all week. I said, the Mad Lucrative Network.
Shut up with this thing.
I'm saying it. I said, the Mad Lucrative Network is not only a network, man, but it's a network, man.
And I'm like, yeah. And you know, what'd you say? Because this other guy was like, I'm not just a businessman. I'm a businessman.
Yeah, Jay-Z said, I'm not just a businessman. I'm a businessman.
And I said, for him it works because he's saying he's not just a businessman, but he's a businessman. But with the network, it's just saying it's not just a network, man. It's a network, man. It's just like who comes home and goes, I'm a network man.
No,
I work for the network. I'm a businessman.
You're just not trying to understand.
You know what? He's right. He's right. It's not just a network, man. It's a network, man. I like that.
So what I'm saying, and we're going to go back to it, but what I'm saying is this. The Mad Lucrative Network houses content, podcasts, shows, all that kind of stuff.
But also
has relationships and networks for people to benefit from.
Especially.
You know, so it's not just a network, man.
I know what you mean. I'm just giving you shit. It's not just a network, man. It's a network, man.
Thank you. Thank you. You finally got with it. Thank you. Well, we got a whole lot more, but I think we're about an hour in, and I don't want to bore the people. I did want to start up this thing, right?
Yeah.
So, y'all let me know what y'all think about it. So I want to start introducing a game for our guests when we do second season of the Mad Lucrative Podcast.
Okay.
So the name of the game that I came up with is Either Or.
Okay.
All right. Now the game, what we'll do is run scenarios on music, fashion, sex, life or death, race, family, all that kind of stuff. We do either or.
Is it like a would you rather? Is it pretty much a would you rather? Well, tell me
what's that? What's
would you rather? Is like would you rather have like dicks for eyes or eyes for dicks?
Right.
Right. Yeah, that's just would you rather.
Okay. Well, on here it's gonna be either or. It's gonna be either or, right?
Yeah.
So it's the first either or, right?
Yeah.
And maybe you can come up with one.
I'm the first one. No, I can't come up with shit. That was my either or. Dicks for eyes or eyes for dicks.
Okay, dicks for eyes, eyes for dicks.
Eyes for dicks. That's a pretty obvious choice because one you can hide forever and be ashamed of, but the other one you can't really hide that. You just got dicks for eyes. So that was a kind of a weak one. Everybody would choose eyes for dicks because then I guess you just see the inside of your pants.
Okay.
Forever, but that's not horrible.
Okay, I got one. Go to Peachtree, downtown Atlanta.
Yes.
Ass naked.
That one. 100%. That's a normal Tuesday.
That's what you're going to go for?
Or what? Nah, I need to hear the or.
Or go to the aquarium, butt
Ass
naked,
naked.
and jump in the tank with the whale.
Peachtree Street. Because there's kids at the aquarium, man. I don't want that. Well, if they're like, let's say it's adult night.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't want a shark to bite my dick or something. So I don't know about that. Not that there'd be sharks in the whale one. That's a hard choice.
It's a hard choice.
I feel like one is like, yeah, he's just the crackhead on the street. So I would fit in. But at the aquarium, I'd make national news. So I'd probably just do Peachtree Street.
Okay.
Because I wouldn't be on a newspaper. People just go, put that guy away. Give him a coat.
But
the whales would be like, bruh. And then I'd be on national news.
I think I might want to go with the whales.
Because I think you just want to jump in naked at the aquarium. This man.
I can swim. I'm
many
a swimmer.
Many of your like beach fantasies involve you on a yacht.
On a yacht, butt naked.
Why?
Sipping a latte.
Yes, you know what? That's
on the
good.
French Riviera.
That's something I just don't.
It's very specific. It's very specific.
That's his happy place.
Yes, that is a happy place.
I love how your happy place requires you to be butt
watching
naked.
HGTV.
Specifically not Peacock or nothing?
Not
HGTV.
HGTV. I want to see somebody build some stuff. You're like, dang, that's a dope house.
You're like, look at that guy.
No, bro.
Look at no.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna come up with some more either or scenarios. That's gonna be fun because I think I'm gonna catch a lot of guests up.
Yeah,
they're gonna be like, okay, what is it? Either or what?
And
this is gonna be a
shit.
bad.
And they're like, what the fuck? What am I on right now?
Bad options.
This is mad lucrative, not mad fucking weird. What is this?
Oh, so that's great. That's great.
Good job, everybody.
Did we say R.I.P. to Kevin Samuels?
No,
I don't think we did.
No, we didn't.
R.I.P. to Kevin Samuels. Like, yo, he is. Okay, so I know a lot of y'all hated him, right? I know a lot of people had their reservations as it relates to his views on things.
Yeah.
But I think I posted on my stories like love and hate is the same thing.
To some people, man, it might be.
And when you look at the base of the emotion, I feel like it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you love something, you'll be like, I love it so much that I hate it. Like,
yeah.
Just think of and maybe that's just my weird brain, but R.I.P. to Kevin Samuels. I think there will be more people that are raised to be bold with their views.
That's the thing. Love him or hate him. I mean, the guy was huge balls. Never afraid to get out there and say exactly what he thinks.
Right.
And share it with people.
Right.
So
and
that takes some gall.
I posted an interview of him. I think he knew he had cancer or something a while ago.
So that's what
I don't think it was that. I think it was something else, but we don't know what that is.
I mean, that
yet.
takes a toll on your body. You know, it could just be.
But I saw the clip that somebody was saying that, you know, if people hated them so much, why do they keep coming back? Why did women keep coming back?
Oh,
to
I
get
know the
advice?
answer to that.
They kept coming back to get advice.
Love and hate. I feel like for women, it's exactly the
It's
same.
the exact same thing.
They can't stay away from shit they hate, man.
Right, but I think a lot of that hate is rooted in love.
Yeah.
Right, and it's weird. It's a weird concept, but I think I'm starting to grasp it. Like,
it's like having a brother. You love and hate that guy. You're like, son of a God, I hate you so much. But, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, R.I.P. to Kevin Samuels. Yeah. I think we're about to wrap on Sound and Wave. We got mad performances. So
good.
We got your person. She's going to come.
That's so cool. Good.
That's the
Everyone look it up. Kat Carter. Kat Carter on Instagram.
Shouts out to Kat Carter.
Good stuff.
She is actually dope, too.
Yes.
I don't co-sign
funny,
garbage.
Great personality, amazing voice. It's good content.
Yes. And you had somebody else you were talking about. Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking about it.
I don't want to tell about that one. Because you called me racist.
What? No, I didn't know. Oh, my God. Whatever.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know what he's talking about now. Whatever. No one is, everyone's fine here. Nothing's.
Everybody's good.
Yeah,
we're good. But yeah, we're wrapping up on Sound and Wave season 2, and we are wrapping up on the Mad Lucrative Podcast.
Yeah.
Season 1. Mm-hmm. Season 2 is starting soon. I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna do. We gotta do something dope.
Got a big bonanza or something, you know, crazy cool. Yeah, a little surprise maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
A little midget stripper in the cake. That'd be cool. But
that's gonna be on your yacht and your happy place. The little midget stripper pops out.
Good idea. Thank you for contributing.
No, I'm so glad. Good job.
And I think that's about it, though, man. We got some more to talk about, but we can say that. We can save it. So until next week.
There's always next week.
Yes. Peace.